Bayard, and I fight in the 135 weight class, and I'm training with Badbeat Elite MMA. I'm originally from New Iberia, Louisiana, but I didn't start my fight training over there. I moved to California about 13 years ago, so started training about 4 years ago, and I was with a different school, and I've been with Broksie Elite for probably about 6 or 7 months now. I was always doing the same disciplines. However, I did start out with Krav Maga, and that was my first taste of real formal fight training of some sort, and I just fell in love with it. I love the challenge of what I can do physically and the discipline. So I grew on from there. I started training in Muay Thai very shortly after that. Then I added Jiu-Jitsu and decided that I wanted to see how I perform in the cage. So I had my Muay Thai exhibition fight, did really well with that, won with a TKO, and started competing in Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, and 2 months later started fighting in under the Camel division in amateur MMA. Yeah, I am 4-0 with amateur MMA, and I decided it was time to go pro based on a combination of advice from the coaching and also just a time to move on. I invested many hours in training, and at some point you have to start moving forward, and it was just felt like it was the right time.
Stamina, stamina, that's the thing I say. You can never have enough stamina. You know, load that tank all the way full, top it off, and make sure you can go the distance. Because that's going to be the biggest difference for her fighting an amateur. And fighting, she's a very exciting fighter. She wants to go in and take care of business. Well, there are girls out there who can take a beating, you know, and if you unload on somebody for 3 or 4 minutes, that could be a problem as well. So she's all going to figure that out, you know. Bursts, stay in the mind, nice and calm, relax, ta-ta-ta, relax, ta-ta-ta-ta, relax, you know. Controlled aggression. That's what Bruce Lee used to say.
I hear a lot from people like, oh my goodness, I watched your video and I saw you smiling, and I thought to myself at first, this girl ain't gonna fight. But when the bell rang, your face completely changed and you were just a completely different person. Well, the best way I can explain that is I just let myself be natural. I don't plan on smiling or posing. It's just what I feel like doing at the time. And when you're about to fight and you know that you're going without holding back, you don't want to hold back anything. So I just felt like expressing myself. I don't know if I'll always smile like that when I go out. I'll have to find out and see what happens. You know, it just comes natural to me, feels right. And it's fun. It's all about having fun.
Brooks is one who walks always around with a smile here. And every workout that she does, she commits to it, like 100%. So I think we're going to see a lot from her. She really enjoys it. She's very powerful. You can tell. I mean, she throws guys around here, and in great shape. But you know, the love. I think the love for the sport. I think that's really going to make the big difference.
I understand that, you know, Melanie, or from what I know, has had a 6-year layoff, and to me that doesn't translate to much information at all. It's really what you do in your training. So layoff or not, there could be many great things to come from her. I don't know. I don't know too much information about her. I know that she's you know, got ground training and stand-up training. So whatever happens, I plan to just stay dominant and win the fight, be myself, and do what I've always trained to do.
Fighting is all relaxation, and amateurs is great to find out what the feeling is, the pressure, fighting under pressure. But there's not really a lot you can do in 2 minutes. It's a chaos, you know, especially when you fight for your first time. So for her to now to understand she has more time, you know, you really got to tell yourself, okay, there's more time now, you know, and you got to use that energy that she has, but in bursts, because she's got the fast twitch fibers. We know this, you know. Some people have the slow, some people have the fast. I have fast twitch fibers, but it means that I really have to pay attention to stamina. Because all those muscles, they need enormous amount of oxygen, you know. So the trick is to fire and relax, and fire and relax. She can't go 2 minutes straight full blast, yeah, or she's got to finish the fight. But I think for her mind, it's always better to finish somebody with short combinations. If you can do that, you know, then you know you're building yourself to get better and better and better.
I I mentioned earlier that I started training over here at Rutten's Elite about 7 months ago. I commute really far to come here several times a week, and that says something. I do it because the system here is phenomenal. The support system, not only from the coaches, but from the team members. Very genuine, everyone looks out for each other. And any situation that I have a concern about, they're there for me. And I don't have any doubt in my mind when it comes to their advice. If people have commented on my strength, that's why I got my name, The Bear. And that's coming from mostly my genetics. My brother trains, and my family just is a very strong bloodline. Always had a lot of strength dating back in our lineage. So that's where the foundation is. But as a teenager and a child, I grew up in the country, you know, so everything was rough, athletic. I actually was a competitive dancer, and very, very hard dancing, you know, not your twinkle toes type of dancing. So you had to have a durability in certain parts of your body. And I think that that helped aid me in what I'm doing now. So the question about jitters comes up a lot when having a fight. And I used to compete and dance in front of many people, and that's part of what I loved. It's an incredible experience, hard to describe, and you can't get that kind of feeling anywhere. So fighting in front of a crowd doesn't really make me nervous, but what excites me is knowing that I'm going in the cage to let loose. And you're going into the unknown of what can happen. The only thing I do know is I'm going to bring myself. The fact that they have a women's division in the UFC is incredible. I think that it exposed that there actually is many women who fight in MMA. We were always here, we just weren't in the UFC yet. So now people who aren't highly involved in the industry now understand that there are women out there that train their hearts out and can put up a very talented and high skill level fight. Women,
it's like the lightweight guys. You know, at the WEC, I mean, that was my favorite show before it became the UFC. Yeah, because these guys always go, and I understand also they have less weight, so they can go harder because they have the same lungs and heart size as we have. But it's also because they want to show the world that they can freaking fight as well. You know, and I think that's the same thing with the ladies. You know, they want to prove to the people. We already know, we know, but still, I think that will always be there. You know, no, I'll show you. You know, don't mess with me, and convince the guys out there that they can fight. And that's why I think it's getting so big. I mean, do you ever see a boring women's fight? Almost never. I mean, I did for Invicta, Shannon Knapp's organization. It's 14 fights, and one time there were like 12 finishes, and the other time there was like only 2 or 3 finishes. But every fight was exciting. They go, they let it all out there. You know, nobody's stalling. And I think that's what people enjoy, you know, and that's why we get more and more girls now who say, hey, that's fun, let's try it out. The fans of mine are probably, you know, going crazy. A lot of the fans I have are very close to me. I'm fortunate to have people that are just the most exceptional of friends, great big hearts, and I couldn't imagine that I would have this many people this close to me. So I'm imagining that they'll be in the stands probably being more nervous than I am. And they're stoked. They can't wait to see it happen, and they're proud to see me growing in the industry. As an amateur fighter, there was only one female that trained with me, and that was Erica Pitbull Newsom. She was 5-0 in camo, and she's had a couple of pro fights. I cornered for her at a fight in Miami last year, and she's you know, she's not much of a girl either. Very, very rough girl, very strong and talented. So the rest of the guys that were there, 180 pounds, 220 pounds. So that's who I'm used to working with. The fact that, you know, it's a male predominant sport. You're gonna have a lot of males in the training facility. Very rarely do you have women. And I actually prefer training with the guys because there's a durability there that I look for. So all the fans out there, you can get on my social media. Just look up my name, Brooksie Bayard. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and just go ahead and add me on.
I just want to also address the fantastic sponsors that I've had that are new, and also some of the ones that I've had as an amateur fighter have carried on with me, and they're very dear friends of mine. One of them is Babs Benton with Hands of Babs. She's one of the best massage therapists I ever know, and hands down the best, actually. And also Forever Faith clothing line, and a lifestyle brand, and Pasadena Family Chiropractic. Dr. Mike DiNapoli, very unique chiropractor. You should go see him in Pasadena. And some new sponsors that are a great addition. We have Ringside and Fuel for Adventure, and Omega Sports and Rehab, who made the fact of having pain a good thing, because they certainly know how to take care of it and get it away. Some of the teammates and coaches that have been helping me to the extent: Randy Katami, and of course Boss Rutten, and Carl Garcia, who's someone who I've worked with since day one, and also my teammate Ryan Lilly over here. We work well together. And also Wes Allard, he's someone that was a teammate, and he's come back into the picture to help me work on some other areas. On fight night, the fans can expect me to display myself as I always have. Very strong will, and having fun, and bringing in the fight. All right, guys, so come watch me fight. I'm Brooksie Bayard, 135 fight division. I'll be fighting at Commerce Casino, March 28th, Friday, 7 o'clock.